VGen is the place to buy and sell commissions in 2026, but to be able to sell as an artist on this platform, you need an artist code. And you can get this in 3 different ways as far as I know. And number 1 is to get a code from another artist who is on this platform. I don't know any artists, so can't do that. The second is to win a code giveaway. Likeliness of that is quite slim, so realistically I'm just never going to do that. And the third way is to win one of VGen's official monthly art competitions. And that is what I won't be winning in this video, but hopefully you're watching me make the winning piece. And yeah, this is my first time joining one of their competitions. This is April's competition, so the theme then was bee, which is why I have a, humanoid bee girl surrounded by bees. But the results are in May 15th. So pray for me. I mean, it'd be kind of crazy to win it on my first try, and I don't know anything about these competitions. I don't know what the winners normally look like. I don't know how many people actually join these competitions, but it's probably a decent amount because it's difficult to get a code if you don't know other artists. So maybe this is what we're all doing. Maybe it's extremely hard to win these competitions. I wouldn't know. I am out of school. I'm freshly out of university. I do want to start doing art full-time because I want to start making money off of this, so I may as well just keep joining these monthly competitions until I finally do win one, hopefully, and I can get a code. Like I said, I'm doing this because I want to start to make... I do need to start making money off of my art if I'm going to be able to do this full-time, or at least half-time. Like, sure, I'll probably have to get a part-time job, at least, in a few months when I move in. When I move back to the UK, move in with my boyfriend, all that. I'm not viral, I'm not popular, I don't have a big audience anywhere online, and therefore visibility is quite small. I don't get a lot of commissions, so I'm hoping that by using a platform as big as VGen that is specifically for selling and buying commissions, then, the people that will be finding my art will be people looking to buy art. So obviously, anyone can stumble across my art online on Instagram or TikTok or something. That doesn't mean that they are buying customers or looking to buy even. So I'm hoping that this will help a little bit. I've been an artist on the internet for a quite long time now. I think I probably started posting to my Instagram when I was maybe 12, 13, maybe even 11. I've been doing art for a very long time. And I used to see a lot of growth, like before the algorithm changed on things like Instagram, and before I then kind of went AWOL because I didn't really post or do any art for a few years, and I'm just now getting back into it. I think I've only been consistently posting for about a year now, and things are very different now than when I was originally, an artist online as a teenager, and I actually did used to get a decent amount of commissions, but I have not gotten any in years. Granted, like I said, I went off the internet for a long time. I wasn't posting art anywhere, so obviously I wasn't gaining views, I guess. I wasn't gaining new people. As I've been studying in the UK for the past 3 years, I haven't been allowed to take commissions. I think it falls under self-employment, and I'm allowed to make money when I'm in the UK under a student visa, but I'm not allowed to make it through any self-employment means. So I had to shut down my Etsy shop. I couldn't take commissions. I can make money when I'm back home in Norway, so over the summers and stuff, I could technically do it, but since I'm now done as a student, I'll be applying for a graduate's visa when I head back there in the fall, and then I'm allowed to make money through self-employment means, which is why I'm then committing to being an artist, because I'm then allowed to make money through being an artist. So since that's allowed, I want to do it now. So yeah, VGen is my hope to start gaining some customers. I'd love to start making... I don't make any money off of any of my art. My videos don't get enough views to get any money off of YouTube. I don't get any sponsorships. Don't get commissions, and I also don't have an online shop anywhere online at the moment, so I'm just not making money in any way from my art. But I think commissions is a good way to start making money off of it, so hopefully someone will commission me soon. So yeah, I am open to commissions to everyone. These are my commission sheets that I just made. You can see the prices of my commissions and, blah, blah, blah. So at the moment, I'm only going to take digital commissions, though. Maybe in the future, I'll open up traditional commissions. Digital is just what's most convenient for me at the moment, since I am kind of traveling back and forth a little bit. But I do have links and info and my link tree. All that will be in the description to this video, so you can email me or message me on Instagram if you're interested in commissioning me. I also joined a commission Discord server a few days ago, so hopefully I'll see some results soon. I don't really know where people go to get commissions these days, so if anyone is familiar with that, let me know. I've heard that the best is platforms dedicated for commissions, so things like VGen. I'm not sure if there's any other websites, but I have also heard that Discord is a good way to get commissions, though I'm not super good with Discord if I'm being completely honest, but I did join a server. There too, I'm surrounded in an environment where people are actively looking to buy, so I'm sure that's a lot more helpful than just posting your commission sheets online, but Anyway, I'm done talking about commissions now. Like I said, the theme is B, and I kind of wanted to go back to my anime, cute girl, portrait roots, so I just have a personified anime bee girl, and she's surrounded by bees. Simple. It's not something super creative or groundbreaking or original over here, but it feels good doing art that I gravitate towards and that I like to make. You are mostly watching me do their whole rendering process. I would summarize my art into, I guess, maybe 8 stages. I start with thumbnails, and I then move on to a messy sketch. I then clean up the sketch. I then do some color planning. I then put down the flat colors, and then I do some basic shading or mapping out shadows or whatever. And then I go in with the rendering. I guess you can also maybe put the background in this stage. And then my final stage is the lighting and the effects. So you're really only watching the last 2 stages. I've explained this before, but the video just ends up being far too long otherwise. If you guys want the full process and you don't mind watching videos that's an hour or 2 long, then let me know. But I just think it's just too much. So in the beginning of the video, I had the actual automatically recorded Procreate recording of all the stages that you missed, so everything between thumbnails and flat colors. I just quickly put that in the Speedpaint at the very beginning, and then I actually screen recorded the whole coloring process. Even just recording the last 2 to 3 stages, it still ended up being a lot of footage. I spent nearly 9 hours on this piece, so it makes sense. I do think that it got a little bit rushed in the end because I made this piece in 2 to 3 days, but it was right before the deadline of this piece, so I was kind of stressed to get this out on time. I probably could have done a little bit better, but I think it's fine. But yeah, the rendering was so time consuming, especially the hair. The hair was easily the part that I spent the longest on, and I do think it was worth it because I'm very happy with the results of the hair, but my god, did that take so long. So after the basic shading and mapping out the shadows and all that, I then took all my coloring layers and the line art layers and I merged it all into one big layer. And I never used to do this before, but I think it's Rin Spirit online. I used to watch, or I still watch, a lot of her digital illustration processes, and that's something that she always seemed to do. She would work on separate layers to at the beginning of the drawing, but then when she goes into render, she merges everything into one layer, and that's how she then renders. And I think it ends up looking a lot more painterly or illustrative rather than you have line art and you've just colored it in, and it ends up looking kind of flat, and the outlines I think are too strong. So it's definitely a scary process, but I actually do think that it works. So for me, I just duplicate all the layers and then merge the duplicates so that I always have my separate layers just in case anything were to happen, I don't always do this. Like I said, I think it makes it look less like a coloring page that I've just colored in, I don't know. I'm very on the fence about line art. I'm not the biggest fan of line art, which is why with my traditional drawings, for example, I always go in with a thin sepia or a brown or just some other color line art. I really don't like black line art. I think it's too harsh. And then digital as well, I like doing colored line art, again thin or no line art at all, like with this drawing. And yeah, I thought that I would maybe be cutting out a little bit of time by skipping the line art altogether and having the clean sketch kind of work as my line art, and then merging that with my colored layers and then working in a more painterly style. I believe I was wrong. Like I said, this was very time consuming, though I spend a lot of time even on my line art pieces. So maybe it doesn't actually make a difference. Maybe it all just takes forever anyway. Or maybe I'm just a slow artist. I did want to put a honeycomb pattern on her sleeves, but I did end up forgetting about this. So I might add that later, I'll see. I have been doing a lot of digital art lately, which is nice because I haven't really done a lot of digital art in quite a while now. All my last few projects at uni have been very traditional. Like I've done a lot of painting lately, and I do like that because I wanted to get off my iPad, but I think it feels good to get back on the iPad as well and kind of, like I said, go back to my roots a little bit. I like drawing my pretty little anime girls. I like my little semi-realistic style, kind of blended with anime. I like the rendering and like this. I like drawing characters and portraits and stuff like that. So it feels good doing this again when I haven't done it in so long. I do definitely want to learn to mix that together with everything that I've developed throughout university, like watercolor painting and, you know, just thinking in ways that's not just cute anime girl portraits. So yeah, anyway, like I said in my last video, I am also working on a Rosalina illustration. I've spent 6 hours on it already, and I guess I'm getting there. I'm probably nearly done with it. I just haven't worked on it in probably a week, if not longer, because I had to stop working on it to work on this one instead to get it done before the competition was due. I do also want to make some Witch Hat Atelier fan art. I was thinking maybe some Copic portraits of the main characters or something like that. Just something fun, simple, but something on paper, because between this drawing and then Rosalina, which will probably be my next one, as two back-to-back digital illustrations, like, I think we gotta put something traditional in there. And while I'm home, I'd like to use my Copics. I keep my Copics at home in Norway. I don't bring them to the UK, so, and I do love I love my markers so much, so I would like to use them while I'm still here. So I think some little Copic portraits would be nice. And yeah, I did also mention this in my last video, but I do have another video that I'm planning, which is I did record my entire final major project for university, and I think while I show you those drawings, I'd like to talk about my uni experience. But since this is kind of a bigger video, I need it to be more planned out, and I want it to be right. So I'm not gonna rush that. I'll see when that comes out, but I think I'd like for that to come out sometime in the summer, maybe early fall or something. But that will be coming at some point. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about some of the things that I've been into lately. I am still working on the same 2 books that I've been working on for a while now. I haven't been doing a lot of reading lately. It's been mainly video games, I'm not gonna lie. It's mainly video games and then my art, and books have kind of taken like a backseat for a little while, but hopefully the weather will be nicer soon. I can start reading more. I am working on Dark Age, which is, what is it? I think it's the 5th book in the Red Rising series. So I'm about 200 pages through that at the moment, which sounds like a lot, but it's still only like 20% of the book. It's a thick book, so it's gonna take a while. And then I am reading The Beauty of Darkness, which is the 3rd and final book in the Remnant Chronicles trilogy. And I'm somewhere between 75 to 80% through that book, I think. So I'm getting there. That too is not as big of a book as Dark Age, but it's still a bigger book. So I'm working on 2 thick books at the same time, which makes me feel like there's no progress. But I am nearly done with that book. That's my Kindle book that I read sometimes like at night and stuff. So hopefully I'll finish that soon. To video games, I am still playing Procopia. I think I'm at 125 hours so far. So, you know, definitely one of my favorite games of all time, probably. Definitely one of my favorite Switch games of all time. And I've done a lot of decorating in Withered Wastelands and in Bleak Beach. And I just started working on Rocky Ridges. Still going strong on Procopia. I am still doing my dailies in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I actually have over 100 hours in that as well. I started playing Final Fantasy VII on my Switch. I did start it on the PlayStation. I don't know how many years ago, but I never finished it. And I actually don't think I ever came that far either. But since it's out on the Switch too, I thought that this is a great opportunity to finally play it, because I like playing my Switch and I don't like playing other consoles, if I'm being completely honest. Few hours into that. Haven't played very much though, but I am excited to play more of that. I do really like Final Fantasy. I am playing Minecraft Dungeons with my boyfriend. That's the game that we play whenever we call, because I am in a long distance relationship. And then this isn't something that I'm playing, but it's a game that I'm watching. So I'm gonna add it to the list anyway. I am watching Jacksepticeye play Resident Evil Requiem, the new Resident Evil that just came out. I'm quite new to Resident Evil. I think I've seen like Village and then another number that I can't remember. But I actually took a break from Requiem because I'm watching this with my sister and she's all caught up with. No, she knows all the Resident Evil lore and she's played all the video games and all that. So we took a break from Requiem to watch Markiplier play Resident Evil 2 because Leon is in Requiem and there's a lot of, I guess, references to the second game. So she thought it'd be better if I watched that first. So taking a break from Requiem to watch Resident Evil 2 first and then jump back to Requiem so that I can like feel the full effect, I guess. And yeah, those are the games. 2 things I've been watching. I am watching Parks and Recreation with my family. Another just like cozy, funny show because we enjoy things like Modern Family and The Office and stuff like that. I think we're in season 3. I am also watching Witch Hat Atelier, which is so good, which is why I want to make fan art of it. I finished the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with my mom and my sister because we were watching that at night. Now we're watching Exo Kitty. So yeah, I think that's just about everything I have to say. Next week is kind of an exciting week here. Eurovision is a big thing in my household. Or I say my household, my dad doesn't care. But it's big for my sister and my mom. We always watch it together every year. And it is so bad. It's so bad every year. The songs are always terrible. And the one that you want to win never does win. It's always, the whole thing is rigged. But it's still so enjoyable despite that. And I do look forward to it every year. So Eurovision is starting next week. So I will be watching the semifinals throughout the week, and then the finals is next Saturday, I think. So I will be keeping up with that. And I think next Sunday is the 17th of May, and that is the national day here in Norway. So that's a big day. I don't know if other countries tend to celebrate their national day to the same degree as Norway. I'm not familiar. I think they do in the US at least with 4th of July, but I'm not sure if it's that big in any other countries. But yeah, 17th of May. I'm not quite sure what our plans are yet, but you know, we'll probably have dinner with some family, and I'm praying that the weather will be nice. I really, really, really want nice weather on the 17th, but we've had such terrible weather here lately. Oh my god. Genuinely, I have been back for nearly a month now. There was one day where the temperature was in the double digits. One day. This is Celsius, by the way. So I got to sit out and read for like an hour, maybe 2 hours that one day, and it has snowed otherwise. Yes, you heard that correctly. That might be insane for people that don't live in the north, but it's been snowing in May. It sucks. Sedate me. But yeah, hopefully it starts getting nicer soon at least. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and wish me luck with VGen, or with commissions in general. It doesn't have to be VGen. I just want to start getting commissions. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next week.